When the Panthers somehow got Matt Corral in the third round of the 2022 NFL draft, I was thinking, wow, like that's, you talk about value, you talk about, honestly, well, kind of to a degree, like none of these quarterbacks were going in the top, other than in the first round, other than Kenny Pickett, we know, but at the same time, his job might not be secured either. Like there might be, Mitch Trubisky might be able to get a chance there. You never know what happens, but I think at the same time, when you can get a talent like Matt Corral in terms of arm talent and the different things he can do in the third round, I thought that was a great find by the Panthers to be able to see him that far, go up and trade for him, because I don't think he would have made it much farther. So I was glad they were able to get him. But for a guy like Matt Corral, there's a lot of things you got to consider. Obviously, he's a very talented player. Obviously, he brought a lot to the Ole Miss Rebels football program, a guy that threw 20 touchdown passes and 5 interceptions, ended his career as a Rebel with 57 touchdown passes and 23 interceptions, over 8,200 yards passing in his 2-year starting career. So there's a lot to go off of here. But I think most importantly, the thing that needs to be taken away is the fact that he took care of the football in his senior year. And I think he's got the arm strength to be able to make a difference in this league. And at the same time, if you compare him to a guy like Sam Darnold at this stage in his career, I don't think he needs to do a whole lot. I think if the Panthers are going to take a serious look at a guy like Matt Corral, they need to realize that their identity is still very much the same as it is with Matt Corral as it is with a guy like Sam Darnold. Throw the football when you have to. Run the football. You rely on your running backs and Chuba Hubbard and Christian McCaffrey to do some special things. You've got some offensive weaponry. Yes, your offensive line is going to be better, but at the same time, your defense isn't going to allow a whole lot. Like their defense is young and upcoming, and it's going to be a tough defense. So the question comes down to what is going to be expected out of Matt Corral. I don't think a lot should be, and honestly, I don't think it will be. If you think about it, a guy that honestly, he's got all, like we talked about, all the physical tools you want. That 6'1", 200 pounds, and if he needs to, can tuck and run. So I think had 11 rushing touchdowns. Nobody talks about that at the same time. So Matt Corral and the Carolina Panthers, they're both in a kind of a unique situation as we head forward in the 2022 NFL season. I think at any point he could come in and start and do some things. And again, I don't think it needs to be 30 touchdown pass, Pro Bowl, all-pro type quarterback play. I think it just needs to be good enough to move the chains, put some points on the board, and let the defense take care of the rest. I think you can win football games with that recipe. We've seen it with the Vikings a couple years ago before Kirk Cousins came in. We saw it with Teddy Bridgewater. We saw it with a lot of other quarterbacks. People forget the Panthers started off 3-0. Now the teams they played weren't amazing, but and same thing with the Broncos. But from top to bottom, this entire premise of what to expect out of Matt Corral, I think it all banks on the fact that the Panthers need to take a serious look at it. Obviously, there's going to be an open competition with Sam Darnold. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of things going on in training camp, but there really needs to be a serious look at all the tape. And I know there's going to be, but what I mean is it worth? Is it honestly worth jeopardizing this now? Is it I know confidence is a huge thing at the quarterback position, but I think the Panthers need to take a look at the quarterback position, and they need to decide right now if it might just be better to start Matt Corral right now. Get some of the rookie bumps out of the way. I think if Sam Darnold, if you get him in a position where he has to lead the team, I just don't know that he can do it. I think Matt Corral could lead a team to a certain extent, absolutely. So I think the ceiling right now, I think we're seeing the floor of a Sam Darnold, the backup quarterback in this league. And I think the ceiling for a guy like Matt Corral is a franchise quarterback. I think it does pay to ask the question, is it worth starting him right now? I think that answer is something that the Panthers need to consider. Even if Sam Darnold does have a better camp and better everything, is it worth just seeing what they have? I absolutely think so, because right now, obviously they're going to go through training camp, they're going to go through mini camp, OTAs, all that, and they won't know. They won't know until they get to the preseason, kind of what they're looking at. But I'm one for, hey, let's just see what the rookie's got. If it ain't it, if he needs a little bit more time, all right, fine. But because Sam Darnold isn't obviously that guy, so I think it would be interesting just to rip the Band-Aid off and see what you got. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Make sure you guys also remember to give us a listen and sub. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome. We love every single one of you. In the description down below, you'll find all of our social media platforms, so give us a like and a follow there. Also remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about the Carolina Panthers needing to take a serious look at quarterback Matt Corral.